The traditional wreath is placed around the neck of the winner by this year's Kranskulla Muriel Gorham.
What job you have?
It's rather hazardous. It is, but fun. It really is fun. The best part is getting to kiss the Swede.
Of all the groups connected to the Vasaloppet, perhaps the most intriguing is a sisterhood of wreath-bearers, garbed in brilliant red vests and jackets and long black skirts adorned with brightly colored ribbons. At first glance, these maidens of the tundra may seem out of place in a high-tech world of moisture-wicking ski suits and microchip timing devices. But once you get to know them, they'll make you feel right at home.
Kranskulla is, it has to be a female. I'm thinking back to 1980 when the board actually made four qualifications of a Kranskulla. Okay? 1, they had to live around Mora. 2, they had to be a female. 3, they had to be a skier. And 4, they had to be a volunteer many years before they were chosen to be a Kranskulla. You know, that skier part, some of the Kranskullas haven't been skiers. You know, that's kind of hard for some to do.
At first I thought they were some kind of cheerleaders, you know, rah-rah, sis-boom-bah. And then I saw them handing out medals at the finish line, and I thought, oh no, they're going to get run over by the skiers. But no, these gals know what they're doing.
The Kranskullas are they're really if the Vasaloppet was a soup, they'd be the bread that holds it together. They're really the face of the Vasaloppet, because the rest of us, you never see us.
I would describe Kranskullas as representatives of the race and our community. We do a lot of volunteering, and there's a lot of things on the back end of the race that need to be done, and the Kranskullas do it.
It's the Swedish wreath girl, and in Sweden, the Kranskulla is designated to place the winner's wreath on the winner at the finish line. And in Sweden, I think the criteria is they belong to a sports club, and they got to be a fairly good athlete. They're pretty good skiers. The Kranskullas here in Mora, they don't have to be a skier or a good athlete. They do perform, putting the wreath over the winner, but they also do kind of our ambassador hospitality, and they're wonderful at it. And so at the finish line, they're the meet and greet awards, and people love it. It's very colorful. We hold, if you ever, people have been at the fundraisers, who's walking around selling raffle tickets? It's the Kranskullas. We do receptions. Who is helping serve food and greeting the Kranskullas? And in Sweden, they serve for 1 year. Here, I think they serve for life.
But I think what us Kranskullas kind of laugh about is when, those Swedes come across with icicles and blueberry soup and everything else, and then they plant a big wet one on our lips. We really love that. I'm sure you've heard that one before.
The first Kranskullas, though, the very first one, Daisy Samuelson, her husband, he came over from Sweden. She grew up in a Swedish household, but she grew up in Isanti, and she was born in Isanti. But her husband wanted her to be the Kranskulla. So she wrote a letter, and we still have the original letter of her stating that she suggests that she would be the first Kranskulla, and she talked about the Kranskulla, what the Kranskulla would be doing would be placing the wreath around the neck of the winner of the longest race.
I volunteered for a lot of other events, the classic events, the canoe race and the running race and the bike race, and I had done participated in them as well, and so when time came for them to look for another Kranskulla, they said, Elaine does a lot of stuff, so let's ask her if she wants to.
So the tradition of the Kranskullas lives on. Any annual event that continues for 50 years or more is bound to have developed a number of its own traditions along the way. None is more colorful, more joyful, and more boisterous than our Kranskullas.